Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because, wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack. Hello and welcome to Ask Margaret from What Fresh Hell Laughing in the Face of Motherhood, answering your parenting dilemmas one question at a time. Today's question comes from Mickey, who has, listen up people, listened to every single episode of the podcast. We love that, Mickey. All the rest of you, if you're slacking, go catch up on the back episodes. She says, I know Margaret has talked about giving into Fortnite in her house. Well, I have too. My question is, how do I discuss internet safety with my son, 7, who wants to play online with his friends when I have no clue what playing online entails? I have never been a gamer and neither has my husband, and I feel like we are flying blind. I don't want to hold him back from socializing with friends, especially now, but I don't want him to get into a bad situation either. Thank you guys. Mickey. Okay, so I, first of all, am going to give you the extremely helpful advice. You should Google that. Because rather than spending, I only have about 6 minutes here. So rather than spending all of that time going through how to keep kids safe online, just Google safety around kids and Fortnite, how to keep my kids safe while playing Fortnite. There's a million better articles than I can spout out that have been written about that. But I'm going to give you some parameters that work in our house as well. So the very first thing that we do is that our kids play Fortnite in rooms that we have access to, and they're basically in the middle of. So originally this was the middle of our living room, and anyone who has kids who play headset games, young kids especially, kids have some trouble regulating the volume of their voice when their ears are covered. And so originally I wanted them in the room with me, and then they moved into the playroom, and then we actually moved them downstairs into a gaming room. But it's next to the laundry room. So yes, I am in and out of that room all day. So that's one thing. My kids don't play anywhere in isolation where we don't basically have some general sense of what is going on. In my experience, Fortnite involves a lot of yelling, screaming, sometimes vague naughtiness, but I do kind of keep it under control. And I keep an eye on it, and I will walk in and be like, you know what? That doesn't sound super appropriate. Are we all picking on one player here, or are we playing nicely? And it's not my son's favorite thing when I do it in front of his 12-year-old friends, but let me tell you, it's his bad luck to have me as a mom, because I will go in, and I haven't yet, but like I would pick up the headphone off his head and yell at one of his friends and be like, you know what, get it together. Let's be nice. So I think the biggest thing is not letting this become an activity that happens in total isolation from you. I actually also know nothing about video games. I was never a gamer, and my husband, I mean, we're also old. Like I was a gamer, like I played Pitfall on the Atari, you know? Oldie locks alert.
Back in my day.
I mean, none of us have experience with this headset gaming. And so I just talk to my kids a ton about no strangers allowed in the game. When I sometimes am doing the laundry, I stop by. Who's on the game? Who's playing? Who's this guy? I don't recognize him. Oh, that's Sean's cousin, Tim. Okay, is he being appropriate? Yeah, he's fine. And those are the dialogues that we have all the time. And I think this is kind of the new world. And so I was not a big fan of the Fortnite idea. I'm still not loving Fortnite. It's a lot of like shooting people to death. And, you know, I don't love to hear my kids be like, I got a headshot on that guy. It just bums me out and grosses me out. And so I've also talked to them about like, I don't love that. I don't really want to talk about that. I find it unappealing. And so I kind of represent the voice in our household of like, I'm not interested in this. But it has kept them very connected during the pandemic to their friends. It gives them like a really good social outlet, and it involves some things that I'm not comfortable with. But in my 50% what works for you, 50% what works for the kids, I have to say it works for both of us, but I do verbally often push back against the violence. And I'm like, here's why this grosses me out. And my kids seem somewhat open to listening to that. So that's all I can say. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't necessarily choose it, but it is where we are right now. And then I just think you basically know what's going on, who they're playing with. You set super rules and parameters. Let me tell you, with Fortnite, our new rule is you have to be off the screens at 8 o'clock. That means if you have a match that finishes at 7:55, you don't start another match. If we're doing a generalized screen time, I will call out last match. And that means at the end of this match, you all have to get off your screens. Because the other thing with Fortnite is that it draws you into a world of, you play more. And so that's been another conflict that we're working on. But I think it kind of underscores a lot of good skills, which is like time management, figure it out. When people are, misbehaving, I expect you to get off the game. You would be so much better served taking your headset off and saying someone was being inappropriate at the game, so I left, than having me walk by with a load of laundry and hear something inappropriate, because then you're off for 2 weeks and no one's happy. And so I think you give them some control. 7 is pretty young. And so I think you probably have to be a little bit more on top of this. And I wish I could say, I'm not even 100% sure. I guess you can set up parental controls and stuff, and you don't want your 7-year-old talking to strangers. So make sure you set it up that way, or you have to let your 7-year-old know if anyone is in your room who you don't know, you have to leave. And if I find that you're talking to someone I don't know, that's the end of Fortnite. And those are the kind of parameters you have to set around it. I believe you can, my husband sets all this stuff up, but I believe you can set it up some way that they can't talk to strangers. And basically, that's how we run Fortnite in our house. And go ahead and do some Googling. There's plenty of people smarter than me who have talked about this. But I think it's like we always say, the rules are the rules. So like, this is how you behave out in the world is how you're going to behave on Fortnite. You're going to use appropriate language. You're not going to bully people. If people are bullying you, you're going to come get me and we're going to see if we can work it out. And basically, we're all going to be in on what's going on this world together. And then you're going to take the primary responsibility. Again, with the 7-year-old, my youngest is 10. I would back this up a little bit and realize that like he probably can't take as much responsibility. And I would really monitor him. I think 7 is a little young for Fortnite, but if you choose to have him playing, if he's finding his community there, I would stay pretty involved in it for right now and really just keep half an eye on what's going on. There's no big mystery. I know you don't know about video games, neither do we, but stay around it and make sure it's something that you're pretty aware of. Mickey, I hope that helps. If you guys have thoughts on Fortnite, gaming, or really anything at all to do with parenting, come to facebook.com/whatfreshhellcast and join our community. You can talk to us. You can talk to other moms. You can give feedback on our episodes, but mostly if you think they're good. If you think they're bad, you can just yell that outside into your lawn. And we look forward to talking to you there and talking to you more later in the week. Thanks for listening.
This is a Monday.com ad. The same Monday.com helping people worldwide getting work done faster and better. The same Monday.com designed for every team and every industry. The same Monday.com with built-in AI, scaling your work from day one. The same Monday.com that your team will actually love using. The same Monday.com with an easy and intuitive setup. Go to Monday.com and try it for free. Yes, the same Monday.com.